Guys, I know it's early, but let's build our perfect EuroLeague playoff matchups. There are, like we said, 36 games remaining, but we can start calculating, predicting, and maybe in our heads just seeing what we would love to see as fans. I don't know how you guys did it, because I took it very seriously, this task yesterday. I just sat down, went through every contending team's remaining games, and in my head said, okay, this game is gonna finish this way, this game is gonna finish another way, and then I'm sure nobody did this like I did. I went into the Google Chrome Inspect and I did some hacking and I changed the numbers on the standings. So I have the final standings even in a picture form, which I could send to our editor to attach right now to show what the actual standings will be. Because if they're not like I predicted here, I'll be very surprised.
Bro, you definitely did not have anything nice to do on a Sunday
That's
evening.
a really hard worker in this room. Yeah.
And it's just easier for me to see in front of my own eyes what's happening. You know, you start putting in.
But you see, you try to kind of predict the playoff picture, right?
But
let's say my perfect playoff matchups are more hypothetical. So,
but my predictions
Hey guys,
created the best matchup. So what can I do?
That's fine.
It's good that we have 3 people. I have some kind of a prediction / what I want to see. So
Okay,
you're going to be left. I'm going to be right. I'm in the middle. Let's see what we have.
Let's start. Let's agree that in all 3 cases we see Olympiacos as a top seed.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Which matchup, which opponent will make it intriguing, dramatic playoff series to watch?
To me, that one was easy. Like if you finish first in the regular season, and you get an 8th seed, that's usually, hey, there's a gift for you for playing super well in the regular season. But if that gift is Real Madrid, to me, so I was like, okay, do you need any intro for this? I could not imagine really a better 1-8 matchup. That's really possible. A repeat of the EuroLeague final 2 years ago. This could be fireworks, even though Madrid is not the same, and they lost a lot of core players. I could see this going for, it's not just a 3-0 like it was last year. Like last year, 1-8 matchup was super boring. Same Madrid, number 1 against Baskonia. Yeah, we didn't even watch those games. Like the first half, and that was enough. And Elite beat Madrid both times in the season, and we're even leading like by 20 in Madrid because Evan Fournier had 28 and some spectacular points. But if you're winning Madrid. If you're facing Madrid after finishing first in the regular season, I'm not sure you are that happy.
I had a different approach. When you have this best team, arguably the best team in the EuroLeague, you want them to be tested to their limits. And this year, there was this one team, a couple of teams that Olympiacos couldn't figure out. There are only 2 teams that swept Olympiacos this season. One, you cannot face in the playoffs. I mean, Fener. The other one is the one who actually in the mix of teams that they play, and it's Zvezda.
Yes,
Zvezda
I got the same
has
thing.
the perfect. They have the top 3 away record, and they actually don't care if they play home or away, which is, I think, huge. And as a matchup, it's a not very comfortable matchup for Olympiacos. They're gonna have this confidence, underdog mentality, and this might be intriguing.
But I also thought about the same thing like you guys. But I thought, I don't want to see a team without their top 2, top 3 player. Like Filip Petrushev. Would he be able to play?
Wow,
in the
that's a
playoffs.
crucial moment.
Okay,
I feel
guys.
like-
He
I
still
feel like
won
this
without
agreement-
Petrushev. Yeah, but this could be the best
like-
contract condition of the season. Actually,
Exactly.
that could save Olympiacos' season.
Exactly. And I thought about it, and I'm like, do you want to see a team in the playoffs without their, one of the best players?
But it adds drama. They still won both games
I
without
know,
Petrushev.
but this one to Olympiacos, we're like, we just.
But
won
surely
Derby.
that only applies to the regular season. I would be shocked if
I
this
doubt
applies to the postseason too.
But I'm not sure, but it like everybody said that Petrushev cannot play against Olympiacos.
Maybe only in the regular season, hopefully.
I'm
Because
not
otherwise,
sure there were exceptions.
Oh my God, that's a crazy scenario.
But I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I also did. But also why I had Zvezda is because I also see them in the play-in. First of all, I see them as 7th seed with 19 wins, with my predictions, calculations, whatever you want to call them, and I see them playing Paris in the first play-in game and actually losing that game. So Paris going 7th, and then Zvezda. I actually took into account who's going to play in the play-in because I have the whole playoff picture in front of me, and I thought Partizan will win against Anadolu, and Zvezda will lose against Paris.
Oh.
And then for the final spot, for the 8th spot, is going to be Zvezda versus Partizan playing in Belgrade at Zvezda's home court. And I just
You
predicted...
sure this was not your dream, but a calculation?
You were building that
that's-
scenario.
I was building
a few weeks
as
ago.
well.
Weeks ago.
I was
I was
calculating. And also, I even went into two tiebreakers, 4-way tiebreaker and a 3-way tiebreaker. I went through like
crazy.
the games that they played and calculated, put it into ChatGPT. Who would advance if those teams played these games and they had these results? So basically, I think this is going to happen. Honestly, and I think that Zvezda will play Olympiacos as well. So next matchup.
Let's say Fener finishes as a 2nd seed. Once again, it's not easy to find a good matchup that checks a lot of boxes.
Interesting, yeah.
But I thought there was one team that can bring talent to match Fenerbahce, and that can bring some kind of unpredictability and drama. And what if not enjoying Istanbul derby in the playoffs? We already had a fight between Biberovic and Elijah Bryant. There was this 1-point game this weekend in the Turkish league between Fener and Efes. It's always close. It's dramatic, and making it as a playoff pair means that it will be even more drama. I know it's not as hostile as it was in Ataman days, but still there are some wounds, there's some history, so it should be a very interesting playoff matchup to watch.
What do you think, Gitas?
That's assuming that Anadolu wins more than 2 games in the last 4 games they have, because currently...
Which they should. They have a great head-to-head situation with a lot of teams.
Yeah, but
they're the hottest team in the EuroLeague at the moment.
If
with
they
Maccabi.
were 2-2, like if they won 2 games and two losses, they would be tied at 18 with a lot of teams. And in that situation, they're like 9th, and then they're behind Paris. And
they're playing Baskonia, Maccabi, Zvezda, and Žalgiris. I see them taking 3 wins at least.
Yeah,
it's possible.
But anyway,
it's possible.
I still have them like 9th finishing, so I was thought 7th, maybe a bit of a reach. So I had like Fener Zvezda matchup, and this. I'm not sure this would be entertaining from an offense point of view, but this would be like an old school battle. Despite, by the way, their game finished 91-96, their last matchup.
Yeah,
and both teams split the team split the season series, both away wins, and the recent one was for Fener in Belgrade. But just a dogfight. I think like these teams would switch a lot, and that would not be a beautiful basketball to watch, but it would be just super entertaining from, I think, battle point of view. This should be a close games, like, I imagine 73-71, something like that, and just 2 teams that have huge fan bases would also make it a little bit more interesting. And the coaching battle, Sharas against Sferopoulos, that would be
revenge time for Sferopoulos for 2018.
I think that would be a pretty cool one to see. Yeah, oh yeah.
Right, guys, Trace and Chase has provided us with another Prism Hobby Box. These are collectible EuroLeague cards made by Panini. And because Trace and Chase is our friends, they got a special code at traceandchase.com, BasketNews5 for a 5% discount as well. And today we'll be doing a little bit of a unboxing, but it's going to be a special one, a blind one.
Yep.
Donatas is picking his starting 5 you're picking your starting 5 without knowing what cards are going to be picked next. So you only can choose once, and when you choose a card there, no more redos.
It's 15 cards for me, and we're like unpacking 3 packs from this Prism box.
Yep.
And Prism box includes 1 autograph card, 15 Prism cards, and 25 inserts.
There could be some special cards in here, so let's see.
Have a look.
I only have 3 seconds to decide. Out.
Roland Schmitz.
Out.
Roman Sorkin.
Out.
Man,
What?
I mean-
come on now. Give me something better.
Jordan Lloyd.
Monaco?
Wow, you're saying no to Jordan Lloyd.
I mean, I'm waiting for a more special card, you know?
Wow, so out?
Out. I'm believing in those
How many
remaining
cards
cards.
left?
Oh, that's
Pablo Prigioni.
11.
Yeah, let's go with Pablo.
Okay.
I'm starting
Smart
Pablo.
one, and you just have to pick some cards, actually.
It's okay. 1 out of
Ooh,
5.
Gregor Fuchka. This is some rare card.
Well, it's colorful, for
think
sure.
Fuchka was ahead of the game when it came to positionless basketball. No, Fuchka was a legend, and he's from Virtus Roma.
Come on, give me. Okay.
So, whoa. So,
In.
Okay. You have some vets. Dimos Dikoudis
Out. No.
from Olympiacos. Tamir Blatt.
Out. I mean, what is
Man.
this card?
Luis Scola.
Yeah, let's go with Luis for
Okay,
sure.
now you'll
I
have
mean,
to
sure.
pick out of the
Salonika
next
guys.
5.
By the way,
2.
Luis Scola from Milan. So when he was 40 years old, I guess.
Okay, he was still good. I mean,
was-
do you remember him?
he was delivering numbers.
for Argentina and all those years.
Gigi Datome.
Nah.
Wow, you say no to Gigi Datome.
Okay, now you're leaving
I
us-
want some
Yourself
current EuroLeague
5
players.
cards
like,
left.
now I feel sorry for
2
Jordan
out of
Lloyd.
5 you gotta pick.
No, yeah, 2 out of 5.
Ife Lundberg from Partizan.
Out.
Okay, this is fearless Vladimir Lucic card from Bayern Munich.
Just for the fearless, you gotta take it, man.
Yeah, it looks nice. The card looks nice. I'm taking Lucic.
And Lucic, maybe this
Yeah.
is prime Lucic.
Yeah,
Who
great
knows?
captain.
So 1 out of 3?
Another Bayern player, Devin Booker.
Out.
2 cards left. Kemba Walker from Monaco.
It's just so rare to have a EuroLeague Kemba Walker card, man. But you don't know what's
Yeah,
left.
look. Let's do it for the.
This is a wild card that I'm holding
I'm
on.
looking at the last one.
For
no
the
for Kemba.
memes.
So what I get? What I
And
get?
yes, for Andrea Bargnani from Baskonia.
Okay.
I mean,
That's kind of cool, man. I don't know which one's
have
more
it.
That's a
rare.
rare card, by the way.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
really rare
super
card.
big lineup and some really nice cards. Prigioni, Lucic, Scola,
Fuchka.
and Fuchka.
That's a solid
Old school.
hand. That's
And
a solid
let us
hand.
know in the comments if Augustus made any mistakes when picking. 'Cause
Some bad decisions there. Hey, some
what
bad
you would have
decisions.
done in his situation.
And use promo code BasketNews5 on traceandchase.com.
And I got Paris versus Fener
Okay.
as my matchup because I feel like I said, Paris would beat Zvezda, let's say. And this is also an interesting matchup for the same reasons almost. A different styles of play. Paris would... Actually, this would be interesting to see how Šarūnas Jasikevičius in a playoff series adapts to Paris basketball, and game to game, you see adjustments. And I feel like, when they first time played them, it was one story. Second time they played them, another story. Now, in a playoff series, you would see, is it possible to shut down this engine of TJ Shorts? Is it possible to contain this play style? And I feel like it's an interesting matchup. Because for Fener, it's not there's not many of those that you can think of, and like you said, maybe Anadolu Efes, or for me, like Paris seems like an interesting one.
I feel like that's a bad matchup for Paris.
For sure.
I feel like it's a sweep for Fener would be.
But it was a very close game in Paris. So
Yeah, but they got like
and
they
Fener,
they got 30
Sharas usually he
offensive
has
rebounds.
those dramas in the playoffs. So I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Sometimes he
And
goes.
you had a clear
I know,
underdog,
long series
so-
with, yeah. Okay, who's next?
I
So
think who got at third?
I got Monaco.
let's see Pana. I have Pana.
I got Monaco.
I also have Monaco.
So we'll start with Pana, okay?
Sure.
You got Monaco. I got Monaco. You got Pana. We start with Pana. Okay.
a bonus after all.
I see. Yeah.
It's interesting because I would love to see Pana playing Monaco in my perfect playoff scenario. Because there were only 2 teams that won in Oaxaca this year, Olympiacos and Monaco. There's this Spanoulis ex-Olympiacos player story. Spanoulis versus Ataman, 2 very different approaches. You have Mike James versus Kendrick Nunn, 2 of the best scorers and guards that we have in the EuroLeague. We have this Daniel Theis thing. He was close to sign with Pana. He decided to go with Monaco. He got some pressure for Panathinaikos side, saying them, he didn't want to get out of his comfort zone and to fight for his minutes in Pana. We had very close first game. We're going to have another close game in Monaco. So, it's hard to beat Pana when they have this home court advantage, but Monaco is one of those rare matchups that can actually make it really tough for Pana. So that
Are
would
you
be a
saying-
very good one.
Yeah,
Are you saying Monaco will lose 3
Man,
games?
again, this was my individual perfect playoff picture. It's not based on predictions.
Okay.
But hey,
Okay, I see.
But what if Pana wins against Monaco?
Yeah.
Monaco's situation is not that comfortable if they start dropping some
They'll grab
games.
Žalgiris.
Okay, they should win against Žalgiris.
And they'll grab,
Olympiacos away.
AS
It's a
well.
really tough game. You
Yeah,
can lose
yeah.
that one. You can lose to Pana. And I don't remember the head-to-head situation with the other teams.
But then they would have 20 wins. Nobody's going to catch them up, I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, but
Let it be.
I see. That would be a great playoff matchup. And after all, this is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Let's hear the counterpart on the completely other side.
So
Rational
since
side of
since
the
I got
playoff.
Monaco at 3, they would be tied with Pau at 22 wins and would have the head-to-head advantage. It happened so that they would face Barcelona as the 3rd seed, the 6th seed Barcelona.
Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco would.
Monaco and Barcelona as a matchup, 3 and 6, right?
Yeah. I don't see it as the most entertaining one. You have Punter versus Mike James, I guess, as one of those things how to sell this series. But out of all those matchups, it would be my least, I would say, exciting one, perhaps. But this is how I see it. I see it Monaco versus Barcelona.
Damn, so Monaco.
Some of those, there's always one kind of boring matchup in the playoffs. Let's agree.
Usually.
Always at least one. 3 are great, and then one is just some kind of a sweep. So I feel like that's gonna happen. And I have such a good matchup later. But what's your matchup? 3rd and 6th?
3 and 6 is Monaco and Paris.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I have Monaco and Paris, French derby. TJ versus Mike. 2 EuroLeague rookie coaches in their first playoff series. 2 former players, now coaches. Also, you have 2 different styles. You have 2 teams that have played each other, how many times this season? And, the stake is the quarterfinal. And by the way, did you tell me that, Donatas, since Paris is like the holder of a Euro Cup license, they have to finish above
Monaco.
Theoretically, yeah. So the
Theoretically,
one
yeah,
who
but for sure.
who wins the playoff series basically stays in the EuroLeague based on their Euro Cup license.
Although, let's be fair, they're both staying.
Yeah.
So-
EuroLeague will work that out.
But I thought French derby in the playoffs would be cool, and just to see these 2 teams. Although the last time they played in the French league, this was a blowout win for Monaco.
But in the EuroLeague, they won 1 game each away. So TJ Shorts against Mike James. I mean, that's something to watch for sure.
So does that mean you have Monaco at 4 seed and they would be facing someone at 5th seed, correct?
No, it's all Monaco against Panathinaikos.
Oh,
My
you got it.
hypothetical
Okay.
perfect scenario.
Right. So who's your 4th
The
seed?
least likely playoff matchup, because it's basically impossible unless they start winning all the games that's left on the calendar. But I just wanted to give a credit to the EuroLeague underdogs that I think did really well this season. And as I mentioned, usually there's this one matchup that is not as intriguing as others, and I consider all the remaining 3 matchups really interesting. But this one would be as exciting, as well, because we're talking about 2 teams that have a head-to-head games average score 199. It was Paris against Bayern. 2 highest paced teams, beautiful basketball, different approach with Gordon Herbert and his philosophy. The Thiago Splitter, I mean, amazing teams.
Fireworks.
Something new, something interesting, something fresh in this EuroLeague landscape. I know it's not happening, but in my perfect playoff picture, I would really love to see this matchup, because it means that at least one underdog will make the Final Four. And it adds some intrigue as well.
Fireworks. And that would be dope, actually, if Paris or Bayern makes the Final Four. Yeah, that's a super cool story.
The only issue in my hypothetical scenario is that Bayern actually loses all the remaining games.
Yeah.
that's my calculation.
Possible.
And I see them 12th actually with 17 wins. But
Wow, that's harsh.
yeah, I see some team climbing way up there, like I told you a few times today. Yeah, Hala Madrid climbing up to 5th spot with 3 wins.
5th spot?
Yeah.
Could be.
Because against Barcelona and Zvezda in the tiebreaker, they would have an advantage.
Okay.
And if they win, I think they need to win against Zvezda, obviously, to have that. But anyways, that would be
So we have Pau versus
Pau
Madrid.
versus Madrid, the finals repeats in the playoffs. I think that's a cool one. Repeating the final game of last year
You
in
could
the
say it for
playoff
those-
series.
You could say it louder for those in the back, man. That would be super lit matchup. That would be super lit matchup.
What's yours?
I have Pau versus Barcelona.
Okay.
Yeah, I took it. I thought Madrid is going to finish around 8, like not climbing that high. So I was like, okay, what's the realistic? I'm looking at Barca's schedule, and that's pretty good. I think they're going to be 5th, and Pau is going to be 4th. And I actually think this would be an interesting series. I know Barca have a lot of injuries right now, but they're playing great at the moment, to be honest. They're making all of their frees. And Barcelona, I see some similarities to Maccabi last season. Like you have, in a way of, they have super big bodies that could punish Barcelona, that could punish Panathinaikos closer to the basket. And, series tied 1-1. Barca won by 10 points at home against Pau. Pau won by only 1 in Oaxaca.
Good point.
And, I could see some intrigue here. 4 or 5 matchup. I could see this going like 5 games as well.
Yeah, cool matchups, guys.
Yeah, one last time, can you all run through your matchups that you have?
Okay, I have 1-8 Olympiacos Madrid, 2-7 Fener Zvezda, 3-6 Monaco Paris, and 4-5 Panathinaikos Barcelona.
Okay, I got Olympiacos playing Zvezda, then Fenerbahce playing Paris, then Monaco playing Barcelona, and Panathinaikos playing Real Madrid.
Olympiacos against Zvezda, Fener versus Efes, Pau against Monaco, and Paris versus Bayern.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Cool.
That's cool.
I mean, this part of the EuroLeague season is going to be exciting, man. I'm really hyped up about the last regular season games. I mean, every round brings something crucial in shaping the playoff picture. And then those potential playoff dramas. We can actually have an amazing play-in that you mentioned. I mean, this season finale will be ridiculous.
For that Gita scenario. I'm rooting for that one.
But then only one Serbian team is gonna make it, and wow, that's crazy. Actually, I just thought about it. Actually, it's very possible that Zvezda and Partizan could make it as well, because
You think so?
it is in my calculations, man. It's possible because it could happen that Zvezda wins and then Paris plays Partizan and Partizan wins. It's possible.
Okay, we'll see.
Everything's possible in this life, man.
We'll see. You start sounding like Ataman with his predictions, but which is good. It adds to the entertainment. Okay, so thanks for watching.
Listening and so on.
Yeah.